And I can't stop winning. Can't stop having these visions. I gotta get with it. Ooh, 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 ooh. The fucking 808's always his. We are skipping the light intro, jumping straight into it today. Woke up, handled business, got that workout in. You know, we're just on 10 right now. Blue Bear keeps licking his lips because I gave him some French fries. So forgive me for my sins, Father and Mother, of course. What else? What else can I say off the top? Oh, got that new bud. Shout out to Chris. That Madman OG. Yo, Madman OG. Pretty good so far. Let's get it. Okay, so last time, well, let me start correct. Thank you for joining me again, here at the Truth of Dare podcast. Actually, filmed live, to be honest. Not filmed, streamed live. Getting ahead of myself. Stream live, up live. It's a pretty cool app. Lets you view people. I guess it's kind of like Periscope. I never really viewed Periscope or checked it out, but just from what I understand and what I've heard from Periscope, it's kind of similar. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, if you feel that, hearing me is not enough for you, and you've already followed me on Instagram, you've already followed me on at Twitter, you're already on YouTube game, obviously. Up Live is another way to get at me. I'll be on there. I didn't want to disclose that information necessarily because I like the fact that so far I just get on there and there's like nobody that I know. So I don't, it's raw content. Always geared around creating, usually music, whatever genre it may be of the day. But lately now I'm doing podcasts on there too. So anyways, last time, 9th grade, talked about my last spanking. Check that out if you haven't listened to it already. It's pretty comical. This time we're talking about 10th grade. This is a 4-part series, second installment. Are you sitting down? Are you strapped in? You ready to go? I've got my notes. So, picking up where we left off, 9th grade, Alexandria, Louisiana. No. Pineville, Louisiana. Pineville High School. At the very end, it was about maybe a month or so left of school, and my stepdad, he moves to Virginia because his job was like, hey, we need you to go to Virginia. I guess there's like a pay raise or whatever. Like, hey, we need you to relocate. And he was like, cool. Worse. And so he left, and then whenever school let out, the family moved up there too, Richmond, Virginia. And that is where 10th grade happened for me. 10th grade, that's 808's and Heartbreak. That really held me through the winter, as well as Fully Ado, Fall Out Boy. Those two albums during that year, crucial for me. Crucial. I don't talk too much about my love for Fall Out Boy at one point in time, but they were all-time favorite at one point. So credit where credit is due. It goes without saying that credit stops at some point. I won't get into that. Okay, 10th grade, Virginia. I really enjoyed Virginia, although I didn't want to move. Obviously, I had my friends. I had just gotten close to like my first best friend, Gage. Like that was the only thing that I did in high school. Basically, was hang out with this dude, and just we were straight laced. Like I said, I didn't smoke weed in high school. I didn't drink in high school, and oh, we did drink. We drank pretty much every weekend. Straight Mountain Dews, fucking 12 packs, slamming, just up all night, Mountain Dewing it. um, let's see. So Virginia, right? I remember Virginia, moving there that summer. My birthday is in June, and I got Rock Band for the Wii. Got the drum set. That was my bag. Gage and I did Rock Band a lot before I moved, and after as well. But that was the thing. So after I left, trying to go cold turkey of not playing Rock Band, it really fucked me up, and it was a lot of emotional stuff going on. So I was like, yeah, I need Rock Band. Like this isn't a life worth living right now. This is subpar. The standards is lackluster. Where's the Rock Band? No, but lucky for me, I got Rock Band on Wii. It wasn't the same as PlayStation, but it would suffice for sure. Man, I really did like my room. Like it was a 2-story house we had, and like as soon as you go up the stairs, my room's right there, like to the right. I don't know. That was a cool time period for me, honestly. Oh, in that time period also, that's when like Twilight popped off, and I was compelled to buy all of the series. So that was one of my yeah, that was like one of my main times in high school, like reading for a considerable amount of time. Just I didn't do too much TV. Like during the summer, yeah, we did, but yeah, like I would go to school and I would read a lot and I would listen to music a lot and I would play Rock Band sometimes. That was a cool developmental stage for me. I would say going to Virginia, I transformed in a couple different ways. I at one point hit like the most I'd ever weighed, which was I think it was like 190. And I was a short dude. I'm not super tall. I'm like average height now, but I was shorter then obviously. So being 190 was like, oh fuck. And I wasn't the type to care or look at that type of thing. Up until that point, and I don't know what, I guess I was randomly in my parents' bathroom and they had a scale and I just like, let me step on that bit, and yeah, I was really surprised. So I didn't like work out or anything. I just changed my diet. I put myself on a strict little diet and I cut out all of like snacks and sodas and fast foods. So for a kid in high school, I really just ate a balanced, healthy meal and nothing extra, nothing special. I just took out all that extra shit. So I started losing weight pretty quickly, and I've kind of been slim since then, to be honest. So let's talk about. I want to talk about school because another transformation that I had was my hair. Right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finally tell this story. I don't know that I've really expressed this. Okay, so I moved to Virginia and I lost weight and I grew my hair out. And in growing my hair out, I started wearing like cornrows and shit, like braids and that kind of thing. But at first, my hair wasn't really long enough. So, like, I go to this African salon, right? And, I'm like, yeah, can I have my hair braided? Like, I would like to pay somebody to braid my hair. I would like to do that. This is something that I want to accomplish. And they're like, yeah, cool. Sure. And I've got my mom with me. And they're like, let's just see if your hair's long enough or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I have no idea. I've never been in this situation. I've never had my hair braided. Like, this is new for me. And so she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's quite long enough yet. We might have to like do, an extension or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And she's like, oh yeah, it's super standard. It just helps you out if your hair's not quite long enough, and putting it in braids is gonna help it grow and stuff, and so it'll work out. It'll be cool. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I'm not really sure. I heard her say my shit's not long enough, and then she said extension. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there's some sort of product or something. There's some sort of product or maneuver procedure. I don't know, hair stuff. So this lady puts like weave in my hair. Like there's like this technique where she wraps the weave, the hair, the synthetic, around your natural hair and braids it in all in one. And I couldn't tell a difference. And they just like burn the end or whatever the fuck to seal it off. So I'm like, cool, I got braids. That shit hurted though. That shit hurted a nigga, and my head was really sore and tender. And so yeah, nigga was just rocking braids, and it was cool. I felt cool. I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm like, yeah, new school, new braids, new me, right? I got a new swag about me. I think swag was a thing then, right? I had, a new aura. I felt like something more than what I was. Growing up, I was a heavy kid. I had big cheeks and shit, I was always cute. And that's fine. Nigga's still cute, but like I felt it was weird. I wouldn't say friend zone, but I just really felt that I was handicapped and kind of put in a box because at that point I'm developing hormones. I am attracted in the opposite sex, and a nigga don't want to just be cute. Nigga don't want to just be cute. I wasn't trying to settle for just cute. Anyways, I really did like the classes that I had. I went to Henrico High School in Richmond, Virginia. I remember just a few names, but it was interesting for sure. It was interesting. So much so I'm skipping ahead of myself. Okay, so the classes that I took, they were stimulating. It was like some sort of like home economics type class. That was interesting. Although they couldn't keep a teacher in there for some reason, so a lot of it was like textbook learning, but regardless, there was a really nice English teacher that I connected with, and there was like this ancient history type geographical class that I really liked. I really was interested in it, and I remember at one point we were studying Greek mythology, and I loved that, and some Egyptian things at another point. Really intriguing class. History and science were two of my favorite classes in school, and so I was super into it. I liked those classes because it wasn't so much of like the mathematical having to like remember a formula and know how to perform it regardless of whatever numbers there's like a thing with math, right? You have to like know how to perform it, and remembering the formulas and shit is just part of it. But there's so many variables. Variables is the word I was looking for. No matter what variables, like even if you do remember the formula, whatever variables are in that shit, it's like, ugh, I don't know. Math was always an Achilles heel for me. But science and history, things like that, even English, I really was, I have a thing with language. I like words and shit. But being able to just remember things that I found to be interesting just had me naturally attracted to those classes, being sciences and history and geographical shit. I digress. I'm in this class, right? And dude sitting behind me, like, all of a sudden is like, "Yo, is this dude wearing weave right now?" And at that point, I was just innocent in the world. I tell you, I had no idea that this was a thing, right? And as soon as he says that, I was like, "Okay, I fucked up. This isn't swag." All of a sudden, weave was not equal to or greater than swag, and that math was simple, universal truth at that moment. And so that was me getting bullied. That was the only time in school, all of the grades, that I got bullied. And it wasn't, I don't think, bullying is kind of a strong word, but this dude just kind of fucked with me. He didn't like, I don't know, it's like he just wanted to pick on me about it. And I didn't stop wearing weave. Like I didn't like say shit to him. I chose to just ignore it, honestly. I wasn't somebody who felt like I wanted to get in any sort of physical altercation. Even if I did haul off and punch this dude in the face, when I got home, my mom definitely was going to beat my ass anyway. So, like, I really did pick my battles on that one. And that was me getting bullied. And I think I did say something to my mom about it, kind of just offhandedly. And I was like, "Mom, like, what?" Not like that day specifically, but it was like a couple weeks. At some point, I'm like, "Yo, like, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you tell me that niggas was gonna have something to say about me, looking in the back of my head and being able to tell that there's weave because it's burnt at the bottom? Why are niggas asking me if I got weave?" And yeah, eventually it stopped, but that was just a very interesting thing that happened to me in 10th grade in Virginia. Apart from everything else. So I don't let that affect me. I gotta keep this newfound swag going. Now my hair is long enough to not need weave, so niggas stop talking shit, and I'm whipping my shit back and forth, right? And now I'm getting attention from the opposite sex. What? It ain't just niggas worried about the back of my head no more. It's a bit. Yeah. Weird turn of events for me because at this point, I I'd call myself having like a girlfriend here or there or whatever, like nothing major. But 10th grade was like the antithesis. It was the turning point. It happened for me quite quickly. Started being noticed by the opposite sex, and I mean that was a cool thing. I started like dating people, and I guess that's important. I I feel like I'm gonna get into this later on in the series, maybe in the overview, but I really wish that people didn't date in high school. Honestly, looking back, I mean, I guess being in relationships helps you develop and learn things, and how can you really be proficient at something if you haven't been able to perfect at it and become proficient at it, I guess is how I'll wrap that into that. But kids, teenagers, high school, it's so much, man. It's so much. And you're listening to 808's and Heartbreak, and you're listening to Folie à Deux. Perfect albums, right? The Lil Wayne verse on both of them? What? They both have crazy Wayne verses? The hormones, what's going on with my body right now. I've already, had, the whole puberty thing, but this, it's changing. Relationships are changing, right? There's things going on. So, so, oh, and school, right? That's important from what I hear. Academics and grades, that's a thing, huh? There's a lot going on at that time period, right? And I feel like dating and the opposite sex, or the same sex, whichever way, no sex, that's cool. You probably had a lot better time in high school, not worrying about that. I don't know. It's just a lot of extra. It's a lot of drama. But if you can learn from it and use it to your advantage, then no harm, no foul. Is there anything else that I needed to talk about for 10th grade? Any good stories? No, I don't know. I tried to get a job at GameStop. Didn't work out. They didn't want to hire me. But it was just like a manifestation. That I've done that before in my life a number of times. Like, okay, so I was in Virginia. I think it was during the summer before school started, actually. I had tried to get a job at GameStop. It didn't work out. So I go to school from what was like August to February, go through the winter, right, in Virginia, which was cool. That was like my first, not my first time experiencing snow, but it was my first time living somewhere where it was snowing and it was a real thing and it stuck, and it was, it was cool. That was a really awesome experience. I remember that was the first time that I got skate high Vans and walking through the snow like they were snow boots or some shit. This was back in the day before they had the winterized shits, which I still need to get like a black pair of. Those shits are so fire. I'm thinking about that one time that I saw a Twitter video of a Vans employee being fired because he said "fuck you" to a little kid who, I don't know, a little kid, but I guess a teenager who had a MAGA hat on, and they fired him for that. And I remember a lot of people were like saying that they weren't going to fuck with Vans anymore until they hire that guy back. I only say that because I kind of just shouted out Vans, but I don't know. It's a given thing that I really like Vans, but I also really wish that they would hire that guy back and not. I guess it's like a customer service thing, but still, hire me to go back, and then you can sponsor me, and then everything's happily ever after, right? Talk about speaking things into existence, huh? I guess that's going to wrap it up for the day. The 10th grade podcast. Next time we are hitting junior year, which probably would be my favorite year. You know, if you thought things started cranking up for me in 10th grade, bro, that was just the catalyst. That was just the turning point. It's only up from here, honestly. Definitely up from here. Thank you for joining me again. I don't really know where this is going, but I'm just glad that we're here. I appreciate you tuning in and being with me on this journey. As always, take care of yourself. I'll take care of myself too. Peace.